Hello and welcome to the back nine of round 2 of the 2023 MVP Open presented by OTB. This is our second playoff this year. I'm Erika Stinchcomb.
I'm Madison Walker. We're your two hot geese.
Honk.
Honk.
We are watching a windy, chilly Maple Hill. We're watching Hailey King shoot 2 down through the front 9. She overtook Evaliina, who was leading the way after round 1. But our top 4, including Scoggins and Kristin Tattar, are stable, still leading the way in the top 4 spots. Just a little bit of shuffling going on here.
White Pants Hailey, bogey free on the front 9, 2 down, protecting her birdies effectively, staying with her safe game plan. Everyone else a lot cleaner than we saw yesterday on the feature card.
Holly Finley and Annika Steen, look at them, 1 down.
The only players for the rest of the leaderboard that are managing to stay under par. Allie Smith keeping it right at even through 16. Hole 10, 266 feet. That distance is comical. This hill is huge. I'm not sure how much elevation we gain, but it feels like forever. It's a full distance driver rip to get up to this green. You kind of have to push those Christmas trees on the right-hand side as well to get all the way here, but there is no out of bounds you have to worry about. Just an exposed green and a fair amount of wind today that was swirling.
That has to be at least 50 feet up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can see the wind there on the flags and Hailey's chalk bag. A lot of people play this with kind of a flippy driver right at those trees that lets it hyzer, but that wind was kind of churning them over. Really well done from Hailey. Gets to a pretty typical landing zone. That was a star wraith. And I'm just wondering if anybody kind of disked up today, because it was pretty headwindy from here, on this one.
You can see Evaliina puts a ton of hyzer on it, and it still flips all the way up to flat, and even gets a little bit of turn.
And hers that's a star destroyer.
Yeah, she'll be pin high, but we'll see what she has to work with over there.
Own also a destroyer. Duh. Getting to just outside circle 2.
We know that might have hurt Own's arm a little bit. Definitely took a lot of distance off of the shot.
And Kristin with an Orbit Grace going a little bit more flip up and directly at the pin. Really solid shot. Landing on that left side leaves that awkward putt though. It's a little bit easier on the right. As you get up a little bit farther, it kind of levels out slightly more. Wow.
Dang. The most important thing here is to get over that castle wall. Landing short can make for some of the most awkward putting ever. This is deep in the trees here. Evaliina having to go to the sky.
Okay.
She's inside the circle.
Putting.
Yeah.
That must have been really bad if that is the result. Hailey for long uphill look for birdie. She's not really satisfied with that effort.
Kristin with the last opportunity here.
She's inside the circle. Very uphill putt, though. She's outside the circle. Very uphill putt, though. Good effort.
Is she outside?
Yeah, she is outside.
Oh, yeah.
When she did a little jump, you could see the tassel.
Evaliina trying to rescue that par, but unfortunately going to have to be bogey at best after the errant tee.
And she's going to be 3 over, and she's playing better than that. That's
yes.
Just like this is a classic Maple Hill round where you're throwing really well, but not quite getting the birdies. And, it's okay to get a couple of bogeys. It happens, But it feels very frustrating.
Yeah, when you're just an inch off.
Anybody birdie this one?
No birdies today, I was about to say. Only 3 people got to circle 1, 40% of the field getting to circle 2. So big jump there. This green is very hard to access.
This is my least favorite hole in the course. I just think it's kind of boring.
It is boring.
But I mean, I can't reach it. So it's on me, it's not on the hole. Hole 11, Christmas tree hole, 666 feet, par 4. You want to get out into the short grass here. You see a lot of flex shots out to the right that come back in. If you land short or left, you are working really hard to get your par. If you land in the short grass, it's definitely a straightforward, very gettable birdie. You want to be careful on your approach if you hit that rock wall with too much speed. You see some rolls. And then the putting green can be pretty challenging as well. It's just elevated. You see a lot of rollaways. It was a headwind when I came through. I don't know about you.
Yeah, not as stiff or steep as yesterday. It was almost kind of slack when we went through. We felt the headwind a lot more on the second shot, strangely, where it was ripping.
Interesting. Hailey with the Star Destroyer gets to the short grass. Perfect shot.
Can hear the wind.
The Steve wind.
Whoa,
look at that bounce. Dang, I think that would have gotten there without that sudden drop from the wind. And being in one of those tiny trees sucks because you know you're almost there, but you often don't have a run up and can't really power up your shot to get the birdie. Wow.
So much movement. Oh.
Wow, that is just crazy to watch. Orbit arrived there. The disc's just elevatoring up and down.
Evaliina just forcing her way through this wind, going way out wide right. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I feel like she really got some anger out on that one.
Gosh, that was a crush.
She annihilated that thing. Probably sitting there smoking in that field just from all the heat from spinning so fast.
It's just a puddle of melted plastic.
Oh, man. That's crazy. Owen with a nice shot. I think it's really easy to get a little too aggressive and still try to get this birdie, even if you're a little bit out of position. At least I know I'm always tempted.
Mm-hmm. Hailey, probably 280 from the basket-ish. And she hit the bullseye. Not sure if she stayed. Those rocks, again, like Erika said, can cause little rollaways.
Yeah, she came in with a lot of speed, too. I like the hyzer, but landing in the grass and just trying to get a little baby skip. Kristin looks like she's inside the circle for a birdie as well. Wow. Evaliina, how far do you think?
200 maybe? Yeah, that was like a soft putter shot.
So good.
Perfect. The fact that she's like in the second or third line of the second batch of trees is mind-blowing.
Yep. Oh, and just pitching up her third, conceding the par. Really smart. I don't know. For me, this is the hardest one to concede the par, just because like you can. The second shot's fairly simple, and most of them aren't.
It's just a hyzer.
Yeah. Kristin with a great birdie there. Evaliina for her first birdie of the round.
Yeah.
All right.
She's probably thinking, finally.
Yeah, it's interesting. She's usually so much more smiley. You know what I mean? And she looks very focused and intent on winning this thing. And white pants Hailey moving to 3 down.
Yeah, it probably just took a chunk out of that
disc.
Yeah. Kristin continuing to look super confident on the green.
Yeah, and she finds herself under par for the first time today. Just kidding, second time today. Just 2 under.
Hole 12. Hole 12, 525 feet. It's a perfect 2-shot hole. You want to throw a big hyzer over those Christmas trees on the right-hand side. You can throw a straight shot as well, but the wind today was very favorable for a hyzer over the trees, landing somewhere in the green. The further you push, the more visible the basket is. The second shot is very steep downhill. It's very difficult to control the nose angle, and you can accidentally go hundreds of feet past the basket. I watched Ella today have a full shot back towards the basket going deep. So yeah, this hole's very fun to play. It's all about just getting big distance off the tee. If you're short, it makes the second shot almost impossible to press all the way to the green. I wonder if this is a play from Hailey.
I don't know.
That's a weird misfire, or unless it's her plan.
I don't know where that road goes. I don't think it's a real play.
The road to nowhere.
Hailey just getting really philosophical over there. Kristin with a nice big flex shot out to the right, landing just a little bit shorter than you would like, but definitely going to have an opportunity to attack for that birdie.
Yeah, if you are short, you kind of have to go uphill before you go back downhill, which can make, again, the nose angle so difficult to maintain.
That looks great from Evaliina. More than great. She's cresting the hill.
And she's on the road.
Wow.
Dead center.
That's an open lane at it. That was amazing.
There's the smile.
There she goes. Owen just trying to save her backhand. And she got plenty of distance with this yesterday. Like, that's a fine spot to land. Owen working the flex.
She makes the fairway look giant, but it's not.
Yeah, it is very narrow. I think it has to be a really tight flex with a more understable disc. I mean, I know Owen can do special things that I cannot do, but I think typically that's the play. Kristin catches a pretty early tree, gets a bad kick, and looks very dejected.
Hailey going to have to go into flex forehand territory. She is way pinched to the left. Has to get around this tree and carry far down. Right angle, right height, but just not pushed far enough.
What a weird tree she's behind. Look at it.
It's huge.
Ooh, pretty.
Oh, yeah.
Great little flex forehand. Perfect touch on that one.
It's a pretty classic finish on the screen. There's a little ditch behind the basket that all the discs tend to filter there if they're too hot.
Evaliina with a nice soft forehand down there. Gets just outside the bullseye.
Man, she makes that look so easy.
Mm-hmm. It isn't.
Hard. That's a hard shot. Kristin having to really scramble for her par.
Yeah. That's going to be a tough look at it from about just outside 40 feet coming back at it. Owen lays up her third.
The course management queen.
Wow, she would.
Oh my God.
Kristin, second slow mez of the day. Saves a par.
That's a clutch putt right there. Evaliina on the dance floor for birdie. Kristin knows she needs to keep the scorecard from adding any more bogeys.
Hailey just inside for her par. Hits the band. It's going to be her first bogey of the day. Yes, Evaliina.
Yeah.
Super smooth putt.
One of only 2 birdies today.
And 2 in a row for her.
Sai Ananda with the other 3.
And that 2-stroke swing brings it to a 1-stroke difference. Hailey at 6 down, Evaliina 5, Kristin trailing at 3 down. Owen Scoggins hanging in there, 1 down.
Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh. Down.
Hole 13, downhill par 3, 472 feet, but reachable because it is so downhill. You are trying to shoot through this gap with something straight as far as you can go. I like a little hyzer flip play. You see a lot of mid-ranges and fairway drivers. They built a new retaining wall and moved the basket back a little bit, so it's kind of harder to get there, but also a little bit less ground play. There's a lot of erosion on that hill, so the putting and ground play is a little bit better than previous years. This is a really common mistake to yank one to the right and get caught up in this wall of trees. Sometimes you make it through. I think Evaliina is going to be in kind of a tough spot.
Yeah, it's pretty difficult to recover and get to the green from there as well.
If you're on the short side. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Kristin on the deep side, it seems.
When I came through, I swear this felt like a crosswind, but then as I was walking down, it felt more like a headwind.
When we played, it was a ripping tailwind, and then halfway down the hill, it was just like a gusting
okay,
headwind
so
as well.
it's just a tornado in this field, I guess.
Yeah, and discs were doing crazy things halfway down the fairway as well, so there's some sort of little wind bank in the area.
Owen finds herself on the left side, which is a little bit easier to scramble from than that right side wall. Hailey going mid-range with so much height. It's a Halo Mako 3. Huh. She gets through nicely. That's crazy.
That was
so high in the air.
So high.
Usually you're trying to throw it kind of down at that gap. Mm-hmm. And this is such a rough spot.
I love the forehand roller play, but this ground is very unpredictable. There's so many roots and rocks. It worked out.
Yeah, that's about as good as she could have done it, though. Might have to deal with the bridge on her putt. Owen unable to scramble.
Yeah, she was a little earlier than you want to finish left.
I would say normally where she was is easier to scramble than where Evaliina was, though.
Yep.
Kristin with a perfect upshot, as she likes to do.
Owen's third, recovering well onto the green. It can be difficult to land softly on that very fast, steep green.
Hailey giving this a run for a birdie. It does drop off quickly back there, but I bet that wall caught it for her. Evaliina for a really impressive par save.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man, let's see it. I think was she outside the circle?
Yeah.
It looks like she was, but I think she wasn't sure because she caught herself.
Yeah. That was such a death putt too, man.
Yeah,
Super
impressive putt, impressive core strength. Not to fall over. What a save. On high right, but in for her bogey.
Hailey bouncing back from her bogey with a par.
And Kristin with a par there too.
There was one birdie today. I got to watch it. It was Raven Klein. Actually parked the hole.
Wow.
It was unbelievable.
She probably threw her sheriff.
It was something that Zach Melton gave her.
Oh, really?
Getaway, I think.
Oh, probably a getaway. Either way, freaking cool.
Yeah, it was sick. Got a nice little tree reaction at the end, but it was a super, just solid straight shot. Hole 14, 292 feet, water carry the whole way. There is no out of bounds on the left-hand side. You just have to worry about the water on the right. That advertisement wall is not there this year, so you can get those rollaways on the green. Most people coming in kind of aggressively, playing a skip out to the left and then having a death putt. But you ideally want to land close to get yourself that easy birdie. It takes a shot like this, though, to do it, and this is very scary.
Whoa. There are some crazy things happening right now. What a strange place to land.
She really didn't want a death putt. If you do go in the water, there is a drop zone that's about, 40 feet away?
Yeah, 40 tops. I think it's more like 35, just outside the circle.
Death putt.
But you see more layups on this one than you do on the longer. Oh! Wow.
No way.
That was so lucky. She said, what was that?
Man, the wind looked like it just was dropping the disc the whole way.
Oh, good. Let's see it again.
Like, it looks like a pure great shot, and then it's just like dies.
Yeah. Wow. That's nuts.
It's a one little ramp rock.
Yeah. But just to finish my thought, more people go for the drop zone on 8, which is farther and still straight at the water than this shorter 35-foot drop zone putt.
Yeah, it drops off much steeper.
Wow. I can't believe literally both of those ground reactions from Kristin and Evaliina are just crazy.
Hailey with a more typical super safe play. You think she runs the putt?
Yeah, I think. I don't know. She's playing safe. I say
know.
yes. Dollar side bet. Yes, she
I was
runs
going to
it.
say yes too.
Well, you always say yes, so I did it first.
Okay.
Take the bet.
Fine, I'll take it.
Own with her destroyer.
Inside the circle.
Evaliina, just her face putting.
Oh, I could watch that forever.
Yeah. It would be fun to commentate a whole round where we don't watch the shots, we just watch their faces and guess what happened. Oh, I owe you $1.
Yes.
Dang it, smart Hailey. Wear different pants.
I know.
Owen gives it a run, comes up short. Crowd still liked the effort.
Evaliina makes good on another par after some wild action.
Speaking of wild action, that I feel like will never happen again. That kind of skip that Kristin just got.
Wow, 40% of the field birdied this one.
Awesome.
Holy moly.
Kristin Tattar, the only birdie on our lead card, though. What just happened? So great.
Hailey now with just a single stroke lead over Evaliina.
And Kristin Tattar now right behind, 3 down on the round. Hole 15 is a par 3, 322 feet. Nice straight tunnel shot. I like the flip up fairway driver play, trying to go dead center. You can definitely work multiple shots. You can do a forehand, you could do a flex shot through an early gap or a late gap. Just depends on what you're feeling. You also see all kinds of different speeds. I think there's people who probably throw mid-ranges all the way up to full distance drivers. Early left kick. Actually, just early anything and landing in the ditch is terrible. That's the late flex play. Make some spectators dance. Kristin will probably be in circle 2.
Some difficult putting back there going deep. Evaliina going straight at it. Full power shot. Gets a lot of tree action and lands right around the edge of circle 2-ish, I would guess. The wind was really whipping once you got on this side of the course. It was a left to right cross / a little heady sometimes here, so you couldn't quite pull out the flippy distance driver that you want to throw here or flippy fairway you want to throw here.
Hailey going Halo Mako 3 there. Oh, look at this.
Yeah, using her backhand power here. She's been saving it up, and that's a great shot.
That yellow one is her flippiest destroyer. Gonna see some circle 2 bids here. Evaliina parked for a par.
This basket's perched on a log that drops off pretty quickly behind the basket. You can really quickly get some ground action and rollaways.
Yes,
Unless you make it.
what a putt. Straddling out, going to the left side of the tree, but still committing to a hyzer putt. Dang, that was so cool. Kristin trying to hyzer around the tree, ends up hitting it, but she's parked for par.
Yeah, deep in the basket can be kind of brutal for putting.
Hailey also just outside the circle. Its
Ooh.
left side chains doesn't stick.
So smooth.
It does look like she's in slow motion in the best way. Evaliina coming back a little bit more of a tester than you like, as Madison said, with that drop off, but she's looking strong today on the putting green. She really only had that one missed birdie putt, and that's it.
25% of the field taking a birdie on this one, but we'll only see one. Circle 2 birdie putt on our lead card. Annika and Steen in the clubhouse with a 1 down.
Impressive.
Hole 16, it's 364 feet, and it plays just about that, I would say, maybe a little less. You have to go up and over this hill, but then back downhill once you cross this little rock wall. You want to push the right side and kind of carry down that the entire way, finishing to the left and hopefully missing this big V guardian tree. There's no out of bounds you have to worry about directly in front of you, but if you get a tree kick left, there is a pond that can definitely come into play. This is all about just getting as far as you can straight and then just kind of dealing with whatever putt you have, because it can get pretty boggy in the fairway with a little creek and flooded area.
I really like the sidearm on this one. I wish I had that kind of power to get there. So good from Owen. More often you see the backhand flip up and drifting Anheuser shot.
We had a left to right, pretty strong
Very
wind
strong
today.
It made the backhand turn really early and push too far to the right, kind of like this. Like, that's not bad, but it just brings more trees into play.
She did a really good job kind of throwing it at the left side tree and letting it work, but it never really finished as much as you want.
Evaliina really flips hers over and the wind doesn't really help her, but it works. Evaliina just kind of shrugs. Yeah. Huh. Hailey just trying to throw a nice smooth shot with his MFT bird.
It just didn't even look like the wind was doing anything to it.
Yeah, that looked like a pretty conservative play from Hailey. Just a little sidearm chip around this V tree. No problem.
Only one player got inside the circle today, so par is good here. As long as you are not just kicked to no man's land on the left or right, you're pretty happy with just chipping up for par on this one.
Man, Hailey definitely having, I think, the least stressful round out there today.
Yeah, managing the course perfectly, sticking to the game planned.
Owen for a really long look at it. For birdie. Ugh, catches that tree. Drops pretty close though.
Kristin from circle 2, really guarded putt.
Yeah. Oh my. Yes, little
No
fist
way.
bump. Look, you can't even see her. I had a feeling she was going to make that. I should
She's
have dollar
blind.
side betted that one. What a shot.
I was going to cheat because I already knew she was the only birdie today, and I was blown away.
Wow.
She's
A way to not spoil it.
the only birdie. One person landed in circle 1, so obviously they missed their putt. RIP, sorry to that person.
Owen with a good putt for par there. Wow. All right, Kristin Tattar making moves. She's going to be tied with Evaliina now, 1 stroke behind Hailey King. What a putt. And 4 down. Wow.
Yeah, she's really just turning up the heat, just getting warmed up here at the end.
Hole 17. It's a par 4, 433 feet. Definitely plays a bit longer. You are shooting through a 5, maybe 5.5 foot gap. You do see some sidearms, but I think the backhand is the more common play. Try to get up to the corner on the left and give yourself a straight shot to this pretty sketchy landing area. It's a narrow strip. They've tightened the OB on the left side, so it's inside circle 2 before it kind of bubbles back out. The elevated pin makes for some really intense putting. Like, if you're going for the putt for birdie and you miss, you might sail it 60 feet past the basket.
The forehand is a great play here because you don't have to turn your back to that very tight gap, but you have to have a lot of power for this to put you in position to birdie.
Yeah, you don't want to drift too far to the right. Owen with a great flex, landing in a pretty similar spot to Kristin. She might be just slightly more pinched. Evaliina going champ TL3.
Sending.
Oh man, she just throws so hard. There's just so much force behind her shots.
The spotter's like, oh God, oh God, oh God, no one's done this. Three forehands.
Yeah. Definitely not the norm. Hailey catching that left side tree. Still getting a lot of forward progress, but I don't know if that's a good thing. I have no idea what that corner looks like. It looks
Oof,
bad.
It looks so bad. Wow, I can't tell where she is. Is she past the picnic table?
Yeah, she
Okay.
went past the picnic table to the other side of the MPO green on the last hole.
Okay.
Oh, did she just cut the corner?
Is that a thing?
I think she did. I don't think it fully worked, but I think it worked surprisingly well.
Like enough to get a par?
I don't know.
Evaliina coming in hot. We'll see what she has to work with on her elevated pin.
She's coming back at it though, so that's the slightly better putt to have.
It's elevated and on a steep rock wall, so on the other side it can be like kind of brutal.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy over there. Kristin with a nice sidearm pitch up gets inside the circle for another birdie. Owen, look at this. Just finding a tiny gap and chucking a forehand through it? Okay. Did you know you
She's
could
just-
cut the corner on this
She's
hole?
just playing for par here, I guess.
Yeah. That's the problem with the forehand, you know, in my opinion. Yes, I love the full send from Owen. Is, yeah, you just get pinched on that side and it doesn't really leave you with much of a shot. Hailey
Wow.
did. Hailey did cut
It
the corner
worked.
to circle 2.
And the easiest
Wow.
par ever.
Kristin for birdie to go 5 down on the round. Comes up a little short left.
This hole had a very perfect scoring spread. A quarter with birdie, a quarter with bogey, and half of the field with a par.
Love it. Evaliina in for birdie. Solid putt. Man, got some exciting stuff happening. Evaliina, who was just caught by Kristin, now gonna catch Hailey. One hole to go, and it's always one of the hardest. I want to give Hailey King a ribbon for strangest par.
Yes. I really just didn't think that corner was in play at all. It looks so thick over there.
It does. Man, our lead card holding strong in the top 4 positions here.
Yeah, putting together 2 solid rounds. But hole 18, I don't want to call it a round ruiner, but a lot can happen here. That wall on the right side is out of bounds the entire way. Most people are going to throw a hyzer out into this open area. The further you get, the easier it is to approach this very treacherous, OB surrounded island green. If you cross the green and don't stay in bounds, you take it from a drop zone that you have to putt through that little V tree. If you don't cross the green and you just go out of bounds, you take it from where it last crossed. Everyone is going to be going for this shot here. The layup is too weird to do unless you really find yourself in a strange position on your tee shot.
Evaliina getting kind of close to that OB line over there.
Yeah. This plate is the second most difficult hole of the day because 53% of the field with a bogey or worse.
I think a lot of people are still being aggressive, trying to get that birdie. Kristin looking really casual as she just smashes that disc up there. That's a huge shot. She's in that realm of where it's almost comfortable to go to the green. Like it's not a full rip. Oh, I'm pretty short on that one.
It's really all you need, though.
For the par, yeah.
Yeah, she has
Yeah.
enough. Well, she has enough distance to even get there from there.
Yeah, so risky though. You want to be
is.
probably 40 feet farther before you're thinking about going for it, I think. At least 30. Super smooth backhand from Hailey.
Wow.
Finds herself right next to Kristin in the hay.
Everyone looks so funny and jovial.
Yeah, it seems like they're having a good vibe today on the card.
Own going for it.
Of course. Of course. Dang, good line, but catches one of the final guardian trees. And the way the drop zone works is Own did not cross the barrier, I don't think. We'll see. Well, actually, maybe she did cross. We'll see what they give it to her. If she did, she goes to the drop zone. If she didn't, it's where it last went out of bounds. Evaliina. What a shot. Wow. Man, she doesn't even look happy. It's like such a serious vibe from
Focused.
Evaliina that I've never really seen before. So smooth.
Maybe her and Kristin had like a mental game talk,
Maybe.
and because they're looking very like similar, and
Yeah, we have enough influence that I enjoy you just blindly speculating on what's happening because people might believe you. Wow. Kristin hits the base on her upshot. All right. All right, lead card. Okay, so Own did not cross. She's taking it from where she last went out. Lined up pretty well for this large gap and
no way.
almost goes in for the par save. Man, I love her. I can't believe how close they all are for their birdies.
Just making this hole look easy. There was only 7 birdies today. We're seeing 3 of them on our lead card.
Amazing.
Annika Steen, Hannah Bloomerus, Holland Hanley, and Natalie Ryan also getting it. Annika, she's getting the hard birdies out there today.
Yeah, she had a good round.
A lot more green today on our lead card scorecards. Everyone keeping their rounds so clean, and that is the most important thing out here is just minimizing those doubles. I mean, and they're so easy to get on every hole.
It's true. Kristin Tattar, what a late push in the back 9 to go 5 down on the round. Hailey King with the second best round of the day at 3 under. Hailey and Evaliina tied for first. Kristin Tattar trailing by 1. Scoggins still holding on to the 4th place position, but 7 strokes back of the lead. And then it starts to separate quite significantly after that. Yeah. Remember that the top 20 competitors are going to qualify for the Disc Golf Pro Tour Championship. So all the way down this leaderboard, it becomes really important to get points and try to make it.
Yeah, everyone right around that 20 bubble mark is looking to finish well. And really anyone from the 20 to 30th position can jump up with a good finish here at Maple Hill. We got more wind tomorrow in the forecast as Hurricane Lee plays around with the Massachusetts greater area. We'll see what happens out there. Thanks for hanging out with us. We got 2 more rounds of this championship. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb. We're the 2 hot geese.
Honk.
Honk.